ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Ultimate Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific commoner himself and almost two-time panelist, Zelius.
This could be a first.
Bet you'll be a two-time panelist?
Well, that only comes once in your life.
Yes.
But, I was going to say something else. Okay, but we're starting early, man. What's up with that? I don't, like, my internal clock is broken. It's dead. You've killed it.
Here, we can stall. I'll stall.
You're going to do the nerd thing. You're going to pour your Mountain Dews so you can live up the stereotype.
One of these days, I am actually going to be sponsored by Mountain Dew, but until that time, I'm just going to drink my Mountain Dew.
At that point, you will have, like, you'll look like an old geriatric because he's going to have, like, one of those IV things over here with the pole. You know, like an old person when they have an IV attached to him at all time. It's just going to be Mountain Dew.
You don't have to be old to have an IV.
No, but, like, with the actual stand that, like, you walk around with.
Okay, but you don't have to be old.
But the stereotype is they're old.
Fine. Okay, so let's start off. What's a series that won't probably die off no matter how many games there are? Madden.
Mario.
No.
Mario World.
No, I don't know.
I think
because
even if Nintendo as a console dies, Nintendo, like Sega, is still going to make video games. So
I don't know. Sega pulled out of E3. This is going to be the first time in like 20 years that Sega's not going to be represented at E3. So something tells me that Sega is winding down. And also, there's been this weird influx of like fallout from Japanese studios. So I'm not saying that Mario is going to die anytime soon, but I think that it's more likely that Mario dies off than Madden. I'm sorry, but...
Well, there is one thing that could kill Madden. One thing.
The NFL?
No, okay, because right now it's a licensing agreement between basically EA and NFL.
Well, technically that licensing agreement is not exclusive anymore.
That's what I'm saying. Is say another company comes out and they make Gruden football.
NFL 2K.
Which 16. Was... I never played it, but I always heard it was better, the 2K versions. But I could see another
Every
game...
single 2K sport was better than the EA.
But I could see another game usurping it. I think, though, at the same time, though, because the year-to-year cost for EA to add a pixel here and there is so low that the actual manufacturing cost of the new version isn't such a prohibitive cost.
Well, it's also, and I hate to say this to anyone out there who's a Call of Duty fan, but Call of Duty is basically the same. I mean, yes, there's graphical updates, but in the long run, it's not a lot of change. Yes, there's a single player, which I like to call tutorial, but the vast majority of it just centers around a core mechanic of it's a first-person shooter. You have guns. You have, I don't know, 8, 10 maps.
How about Final Fantasy?
Okay, that won't die off, but as it's been stated by Square Enix, the amount of Final Fantasies coming out is basally screeching to a halt.
Because they're diversifying into other things, too.
Well, right, because they no longer want to be just that Final Fantasy, the Final Fantasy company. It's like, you know...
But I still think you're going to every so often have some kind of Final Fantasy come out.
Well, that's what you do. I mean, that's the MMO. I mean, that's how they're going to keep Final Fantasy alive. Is that they're going to put all their effort towards making sure that Final Fantasy 14, 14, Realm Reborn, and then the new installation,
Heaven Sword.
Yeah, that gets the true treatment. They don't want to half-ass it like they did with the original release of Final Fantasy 14.
Well, once they got Realm Reborn actually working well, it's basically been keeping Square Enix afloat.
Well, of course. Well, I mean, the name Final Fantasy literally saved Square Enix's, or excuse me, SquareSoft's bacon in the beginning, because that was their final attempt to see if they can make a profit. Otherwise, they're going to close the door. And of course, Final Fantasy took off, and then now we're up to 14.
Well, they're coming out with 15. How about Half-Life?
Okay, so Half-Life is like the forbidden fruit, okay? It's not a series that's going to die off, and it's not a series that's going to be around forever. It's literally just like they will wait until the fever pitch is so high that it starts shattering all the glass in the office, and then they'll make another one.
Nice.
So is it I mean, it's basically in this limbo. Not I don't want to say purgatory state, but it's in this weird state where they're probably working on it, and it's probably going to be just mind blowing. But they're not going to release it. They're just going to keep working on it, and then of course I mean, Valve is making a shit ton of money off of all their other products.
Well, it's like they don't really have a need to come out with Half-Life 3 because
Right.
they're
Well,
so
that's
successful elsewhere. It's like,
right. That's the reason. So they could take, hello, evil jungle prince.
I like that.
I mean, so yes, will Half-Life 3 eventually come out? God, I hope so.
I just don't risk the internet.
Now,
there'll be much rejoicing.
There is a rumor that the next Half-Life will come out with a VR helmet.
And that's what I could see Steam doing, because obviously they want to sell their virtual reality, augmented reality type of stuff, and getting a Half-Life 3 could really break that barrier.
Right.
And that's one of the few I could see being exclusive to VR.
Right. And okay, Clash of the Bro. Yes, I do want Half-Life 3. I'll be very curious to see if the rumor is true that they're going to have Half-Life 3 as basically help to launch one of the VR helmets, devices, whatever. I'm sure that Valve will do it right. I mean, they're not going to do the gimmicky.
Are there going to be
carnival
hats?
Games. They're going to be hats. No, I think it's going to be good. Here's my issue with VR, and this is kind of a good segue because there's a new VR helmet that was just announced that's going through the Kickstarter crowdsourced funding right now, called.
I saw that. I don't remember what it's
like
called.
FOV or.
But here's the thing, though. Steam doesn't really make games anymore, though.
Valve.
Or Valve, sorry. But they maintain their games, sure, like, TF2. But they're not really... Ever since Steam really took off, Valve has kind of taken the foot off the pedal as far as developing games.
Well,
so are they still going to have that developmental magic with having gone so long with really making a genuinely new game?
Yeah, well, it's not a new game. It's an established franchise. It's not like they're coming up with a completely new IP. I think, personally, that Half-Life 3 is going to be as good as the previous ones, or maybe even better. My question is, and the new VR helmet is called FOV, FOVE, and it's currently being kickstarted.
I think of Fabio for some reason.
No, not the dude with the long locks.
But she's got long hair. Look at that.
Yeah, but that's a she, and it's okay.
Fabio's a pretty feminine looking dude.
No, he's not. He's on Roman. Okay, we're not getting into a Fabio argument here. Okay, Jesus. Okay, but here's the deal. The VR helmets. No offense, but they're set to fail. I mean, because the thing is, at the end of the day, it is an optional peripheral that only the hardcore of the hardcore are going to get. So my question is there going to be like a Half-Life 3? Is it going to be big enough for them to basically warrant the need for people to have the VR helmet?
But I think there's going to come a point, though, with the virtual reality where it could become an integral part of your gaming experience.
Oh, absolutely.
It could take 10 to 15 years. It could take a long time. But you're right. That first year, 2, 5, it's going to be optional. But there's going to come that point where your video games are going to be severely lacking if you don't have that VR helmet. But at the same time, they're probably also going to have a VR helmet where it's just a pair of glasses you're wearing. I mean, physically that might not be possible, but something where it's not...
Well, okay, so one of the biggest reasons why it's a big is because you have to basically knock out your peripherals.
It's a physical necessity of the...
Right.
Yeah.
So the thing is, right now, VR is a hot topic. I mean, you got the Oculus Rift, which I guess is it the Facebook Rift now?
Face Rift.
Oh,
I like that.
You got the FOV, you've got the Sony Morpheus, and I think. Damn, there's another one out there too.
Isn't Steam doing their own? They partnered with HTC.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know what it's called though, but it's the one they partnered with the HTC.
Right. So I mean, you got all these VR helmets. Once again, it's not like it's going to go through the growing pains of basically the mouse. Okay, not everyone when computers first came out. I know this is going to be shocking for some of you younger viewers, but the mouse did not exist. Okay, there was no such thing as a mouse. The mouse was added to allow for a better experience through a graphical user interface.
Damn gooey noobs.
I know. So, but okay. So the thing is, you're right. You're right. The Half-Life 3 is going to come out on that HTC thing. If the rumors are true.
But they also, well, it did because they've already, not necessarily Half-Life 3, but they've already come out with the system requirements for the, whatever it's called.
Right.
And they're pretty damn high.
Well, of course. I mean, that's the other thing is, you got everyone going, oh, it's going to revolutionize gaming. But the processor power and the graphical power needed to make that device be as uber awesome as everyone wants it to, that's not going to be your average computer.
But I'm also a fan of that decision, though, because it forces, if you're coming out with a virtual reality helmet, it's going to be something that actually works instead of some gimmicky, half-assed product.
But at the same time, okay, first of all, if it's just for gaming, you've already sliced a huge chunk of the consumer marketplace out the window.
But I think they also I think it's also a recognition, though, that people who are going to buy VR helmets to start with are going to be hardcore gamers regardless. I think it's kind of a recognition, like, yes, we know.
Will that be enough to keep the manufacturers afloat?
And I think it could be very one of those things, almost like the video game console market. We used to have, you used to have the Sony, Nintendo used to be very prevalent. You had 3DO, you had all these different things, and basically now you're down.
You see what happened to 3DO?
It went under. I'm talking
right.
like, but that's
because it was too expensive.
But that's what I see now. You're kind of at that point where you have all these companies, and eventually you're going to narrow it down to 2 or 3.
Of course, but I'm just saying.
That's what's going to happen.
I think it's going to happen fast, though. Okay. Real quick, what's your favorite type of game story? Example: a family member dies, then the main character finds the killer. I'm usually. This is like almost in every single game, but it's the underdog story or the reluctant hero that gets thrust into the thing, which of course a family member dies and the main character has to find the killer. I mean, that's the reluctant hero. He didn't want to get involved, but
it's like every sci-fi novel ever.
Someone killed my daddy. I gotta go. I mean, that's freaking Star Wars. But for me, yeah, I love story.
I like, if you're going with the storyline, I like decision-driven games, like your Mass Effects or your Jade Empires, or even Tor Online, Star Wars: Old Republic, where you make decisions that impact the storyline and your character's growth.
Okay, so to take that a step further, so you're a huge proponent of you make a decision, you have to live with it.
Yeah, I like if there's a storyline, make me actually a part of that to be able to influence. I think it's very interesting. Yes, and it does affect potentially. I mean, yeah, there are BioWare games where decisions you make in the game absolutely are going to affect the outcome.
Like a certain character will no longer be available.
That's usually how it goes, yes. Excuse me. Yeah, you're right. Usually decisions are going to affect your story, your party composition.
Mr. Humphreys, we're talking about what's our favorite type of game story. Basically, he likes ones where decisions you make truly influence the game. It's not just making decisions for the sake of making decisions. And I, of course, like the reluctant hero kind of underdog story of you come out of nowhere and you surprise the world and you end up saving it.
That works. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I know. I know this is terrible, but back when there were 2 football games. There was a college football game by 2K Sports, and they had this Road to the Heisman mode where you get to play as you build a character and you kind of RPG it through, and it's your decisions on if you want to study, if you study, because you could fail out of school and then be ineligible.
Nice.
So that was the decision.
Everett Colston.
Yeah. Oh, we're not going there. I think it's caught cheating. Anyways, or money laundering or something.
I think he'd be in jail.
Who knows, man? Colleges.
That's true.
Okay, so, whoops. I'm trying to think if there was something else.
I think you changed your train of thought, by the way.
I did.
You were talking about underdogs, football games, and then you stopped.
Yeah, I don't know.
He doesn't know where he's going. He likes the underdogs.
I don't actually. Okay, so Mr. Humphrey is actually move your head out of the way. Actually likes the kind of out of nowhere story. of the original Infamous. Okay, funny side story here, and I really wish that our third panelist that's going to be with us at MomoCon, Jesse, was here. Infamous, what? No, is it Infamous?
I don't know.
I think it is. He hates that game with a passion. I don't know why, but so jokingly, back when Ultra Confusion was focusing on AAA titles, we were getting all of our games through GameFly, which, of course, we didn't get them on release date. But I forced him to play Infamous 2, and he literally had a meltdown.
Never played Infamous, so I could not tell you.
Yay, Meow Mix Clock! Welcome to the show.
Way back in the day!
Yes, way back in the day when...
Charlie was a sellout once upon a time.
Okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen of all ages and...
Sit back, it's story time with Charlie.
It's story time. First of all, Mr. Humphreys, I just want to show you that I am indeed drinking my usual Mountain Dew.
He's the
So I should be... So once upon a time, I was in the game industry and I decided, oh man, I should start reviewing games because I have opinions about games. So I decided, I'll be the next GameSpot or Giant Bomb.
You're gonna sell your soul.
Yeah, well, no. I was gonna be pure. I was not gonna sell my soul. But here's the funny thing: if no one knows about you, no one's gonna know how to look for your reviews. And also, people for AAA titles, they're looking for day of release reviews, and I was never in a position to actually get those games. So, yeah. So there you go. Damn, I derailed it. Coming back.
That was really Blaine's fault.
I know.
Way to go. And I just play MMOs, so.
He's a bargain bin gamer?
Pretty much. I went to games and been like, and then you go on Steam for like $4 on the summer sales. I'm like, sweet.
So, I did want to bring up the struggle. Absolutely the struggle. I did want to bring up one thing. I remember last week we were talking about a game called Dimension Drive. There was a $7,000 fraudulent thing that got them over the Kickstarter, and then when it was removed, they got below the Kickstarter and they failed.
Yes.
They've already relaunched and they're already halfway through their goal. So in the end, it got them enough coverage where people know about the game, and I think they're probably, actually, I could probably look it up while
it's like Take Two with $7,000 less pledge goal.
No, they're not going to do that. No, they're not going to do that. But
I'm just saying, you know.
But it is good to see that that it turned out for the better.
Did it?
Well, yeah, they're going to be able to. They're going to be able to fund their game now.
But they're not even at their goal yet. We don't know that for sure.
There it is. Okay, so they got 27 days to go, and they are 10,000 away.
How much? What was
it? Just over 34,000.
Doesn't seem like a lot of money to make a game with.
Well, okay, so for you developers out there, if you're a developer,
I'm not a developer.
Yeah, I know you're not a developer.
Just trying to help.
I know. If you're basically, all you need is to basically, that's an underdog story. See what I did there? Yes, I do see. Exactly. It's an underdog story because they're now have the chance to yes, it has been in development for a while, and that's what I'm trying to get to is that if you're creating a digital game, you need to have at least in my opinion, for me to put money down, you need a beta. I need to actually see this stuff going. I don't want to see concept art anymore. I want to make sure that I am getting an actual obtainable goal. Yes, even I know you could be in this like perpetual beta state. I mean, Minecraft was in it for a long ass time. Smite was in it for, I don't know.
Look how long Google Mail was in beta.
That's true. Google Mail.
I remember invites were cool.
But anyways, Dimension Drive. Hopefully they don't get any more fraudulent charges.
Did you pledge?
No, I've not. I'm not pledging any digital games.
Whoa,
the last one was Elysian Shadows, and I will hold on to that one for a bit.
Is it the Mountain Dew, man? Is it getting to your brain?
Yes. Absolutely.
So if you stop drinking Mountain Dew, you're going to start plunging again?
No, I'll just fall asleep.
Well, that'd be unfortunate.
Yes, I don't. In the large in the whatever.
Large scheme of things.
Yeah, Mountain Dew really has no has no influence over unless of course Mountain Dew wants to pay me so that I kickstart something.
Yeah, I started drinking as much Mountain Dew as you do, and I would not sleep.
Oh, I sleep like a baby.
I would not sleep.
All right, let's go with a really crazy ass story. I know that we talked about this maybe a couple of weeks ago, and that of course was that Konami has basically said, Kojima's gone after this last Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain, and of course there was also that cancellation of
The Uber game.
Silent Hill PT, which of course is going to star Norman Reedus, which of course is one of the two brothers from Boondock Saints, and also for those of you out there who watch The Walking Dead, he's oh dang it,
I don't watch it.
I had it.
I don't know.
No, it's not Dale.
Is he a zombie?
No, he's not a zombie.
Huh?
Anyways, he's in.
I know
Walking
there's
Dead.
zombies in it.
You'll recognize him. For some reason, I'm blanking. But anyways, so that game, of course, got canceled, and of course, or actually, apparently, if you played the demo, there's a voicemail playing, a voicemail message playing at the end of the demo. That some people, conspiracy theorists, believe is Kojima's way of saying, yeah, we're never gonna make this game, but we're gonna make it in later. But it's like coded. It's like Big Daddy doesn't like us anymore. We've got to leave. Which was basically Kojima saying, yeah, Big Daddy, Konami is no good anymore. Daryl. Oh, yeah, that's right. Daryl Dixon. Yeah, I had the D. I was going to say Dale, but I knew that was wrong.
Chippendale?
No. Chippendale Rescue Rangers? For the win.
That was a quality show.
Damn it, stop trying to derail me.
It's so easy.
I know. Anyways, okay, so Kojima, we can basically say Kojima is going to go bye-bye after Metal Gear Solid. Now, here comes the real crazy-ass curveball from Konami.
Crazy?
They have basically knocked themselves. They've basically dissolved themselves from the New York Stock Exchange, and they are going to almost exclusively focus on mobile gaming.
So New York Stock Exchange aside, is this really so crazy? Because it seems like to me, gaming is going. It's going here. That's where gaming is going. Like it or not, gaming is going to the mobile world.
I believe that.
I envision a world where I'm going to rock around with my iPhone 18 with a virtual reality helmet on down the street in New York City.
I think Mr. Humphreys and I know at least one or maybe two individuals who would continue to think that mobile is always going to be a terrible market. But you're right.
That's where it seems
the fact of the matter. The fact of the matter is, I think for better or for worse, we're looking at a gaming population that likes the quick little, bite-sized games, and you're going to get a lot more of those for a better price, and they're probably going to look better on the on the cell phone. Is gaming going into a golden age? Ooh.
I think it's a different age. It almost seems like the peak of gaming was actually right before the whole mobile platform. In terms of story depth and quality in your games, because once everything started going to the mobile, all of a sudden you started breaking everything up in these small little bite-sized microtransaction games.
So, okay, I don't think it's going to be a golden age per se. I think it's going to be more of a, like, I don't want to say, I guess a
Renaissance? Is that what you're thinking?
I'm a little hesitant to actually use the name Renaissance. I think it's going to be a retooling or a redoing of how gaming is done.
Well, that's what we're in right now.
Well, right. That's right.
We already are. Like, this is the next step. This is the current evolution of gaming, right here. I think it is. Evolution doesn't necessarily mean better in this case.
Right. I think that we're still in transition. I don't think we're there yet. I think it's going to be a couple more iterations before we fully get there.
Fair enough.
But I think that we've talked about this several times.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you think there will come a time? Okay, so right now we've got our Xbox and our PS4. Those are. Will there come a time where you don't get an Xbox or a PS4? You have your phone or some mobile device, this is your gaming console right here.
You mean plug into a TV?
Yeah, you plug it, boom, into a TV. You have a controller, boom, life is good.
I can already do it with this.
Yeah, that's where I think we're heading someday.
Okay. Meow Mix Clock, I will tell you this right now. DLC forever.
Yeah.
I hate it. I despise it. But the fact of the matter is, it is more financially responsible, and you can turn a bigger profit from the AAA title games, because the fact of the matter is, it costs a shit ton more money to make these next generation games. So they're going to try to pump something out as fast as possible, and they're going to try to milk it, which is why you're seeing less single player centric games and more multiplayer games, because then you can just have that core mechanic, a couple maps, and then you can release new guns, new skins, new maps, new game modes down the way.
And I agree with you, Blaine. I do think that people care about their graphics. I, however, think, though, is, asking about the golden age of gaming, I think we're also getting to a stage where perhaps the majority of gamers care more about their mobile bite-sized gaming than your sit-down with the controller gaming.
Okay, so I think I hesitate to use the term gamers, because there's been some bad connotation with it, and then there's been some argument about who's a gamer and who's not.
To me, a gamer is
individuals
anybody
who play games.
Yes, that's a gamer. Keep it easy.
Okay, for you, that's what gamer.
That's me as a gamer.
For many people, gamer is the individual who just like hardcore, like Call of Duty and stuff like that. None of this Candy Crush crap or Farmville or whatever. Yes, it has become more divided. Absolutely. By the way, I really want to play Witcher 3, and I'm like this close to downloading it, but because I played the first two, and I loved them, though I played them in the reverse order.
You just love the ladies.
Yeah, I do.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I like the storyline too.
It was actually a good story. They really are good storylines in The Witcher. And Vin Diesel's now Witcher, by the way, in case anybody didn't know.
No, he's not the Witcher. He's the last witch hunter.
Sorry.
It's a big difference, man. Do you not know the difference between a Witcher and a witch hunter?
Hey, I think the witch hunter, Witcher, he starts with a W. Okay.
Look, here's the deal. Witcher is not actually, Witcher is kind of not an original idea. It's more like Vampire Hunter D, and they just applied it instead of vampires as witches. But anyways, you can't base the entire market off of a segment of the industry. Absolutely. Absolutely. But AAA, a lot of AAA studios will sure as hell do it, because they know that they can at least try to pour, drain the money out of that specific piece. But anyways, okay, so Konami is going to go mobile. So a lot of people are like, no, because there's a lot of IPs that are part of Konami that when you think about the transition to mobile, you're going, oh my God, if they try to do these IPs like Metal Gear, they're going to ruin it, and they're just going to sink their ship even faster. Why are game companies too cheap to provide a game manual for physical copies of games? Because only I think the study was only 15% of individuals actually read the game manual.
So my favorite one ever though is the Civilization 2, where you have the entire freaking Bible manual to go through. And I remember photos from with the slanted wall. Yep. Right above you have the big 10 by 10 foot of the technology tree. So I love the physical materials. I still have all my old books from especially Neverwinter Nights and those.
Oh yeah.
But absolutely.
Pools of Radiance.
Yeah, but
Baldur's Gate.
I don't buy a game though, just because it comes with cool extras. I mean, as much as it'd be fun.
Okay.
That's just the reality. I don't. Maybe
Once
you
again,
do.
Bargain bin shopper. Okay, so you're never going to get the collector's edition, with very rare exception. There might be or two.
But some people do.
Right. Absolutely.
Which is okay.
But then that's the thing though. If you want, I guess insanity or whatever, the only way to really get the game manual nowadays is to get the collector's edition.
That used to not be the case. It used to be you bought the $60 game, you got the cool swag. And now you gotta buy the $800 collector's edition to get cool stuff.
You never really got cool stuff with just the basic standard.
Hello, my 10 by 10 map.
That was requirement. Do you really think Oh my God, no!
There was an in-game.
It was a request.
There was an in-game Civilopedia to see the tech tree, just like there is nowadays.
Right, but you'd have to click through several things. People want it right there.
It's no different today. I still
It's
want
like a
that damn map in Civilization 5, and I still don't have a visual map. I have to do the Civilopedia.
Right, but
they don't give it to me.
Right, but if you were given the option, you would definitely put that damn thing up on the thing on your wall, and then you would just be referencing that.
I never had that option.
Well, okay, right, because now, because of cost analysis, the fact of the matter is, for better or for worse, a lot of people do not read their game manuals. Some of the reason is because they're standardized controls, unless your company is completely Looney Tunes and they decide to try to reinvent the wheel, which some companies try.
X is now block.
But the thing is, a lot of people want to jump right into the action. A lot of games, thankfully, have that ability to jump right into the action, so you don't need to have that game manual. And also, you could do quick little little pop-ups that say, oh, by the way, here's the jump, here's the run. And that's exactly all you would get in the game manual. Do I like it? It depends on the game. I mean, yeah, I like to have a couple of the game manuals around. All my PlayStation 2 games have game manuals, but Mr. Humphreys there is right. It's cost versus benefit analysis.
It is, and especially now with the digital distribution. Are you going to buy a game online through Steam and then in the mail they send you a game manual? That'd be kind of fun.
Right. Well, okay, yeah, but digital distribution, that... Would you be interested, to the audience and the Zealies as well, would you be interested in, if you were to do digital purchases, either on the PC, on your console, on your cell phone, for shits and giggles, would you be okay with paying just a little bit extra and getting a PDF kind of breakdown of the controls?
Well, I think, like Blaine says, there is a market for that, and it's the collector's edition, which is very true. Yes.
You get the cloth map. You get the instruction manual or the informational manual that also has game art in it.
I think the part that kind of gets to me sometimes, though, is, again, as the bargain bin shopper that I am, once that kind of collector's edition phase is past, you no longer get those cool added bonuses. Whereas back in the day, when you had to buy everything in the store, guess what? Those games still came packed with all those goodies, even if you got it off the bargain bin at EB Sports.
EB Sports? EB Games.
EB Games. I was like, as soon as I said that, I'm like, that's not right.
Okay, well, so some companies try to combat the fact that, yes, the collector's edition, there's a limited run, which of course, creates that,
which kind of makes sense,
scarcity, so that more people get hyped up and want to buy it because they know that there's not going to be a ton of them around. But to combat the second wave, to basically nullify the bargain binners, they come out with Game of the Year editions.
Yeah, that's true.
Which, of course, add a bunch of the extra DLC that they know they're not going to be able to turn unless they bundle it together.
Which is usually what I wait for, especially when you have a game like Borderlands 2, where there's going to be like 8 DLCs. Like, all right, I'm just going to wait.
Borderlands is a good example, and any of the Elder Scrolls is another great example.
Yeah.
Because they sure as hell love to give out a Game of the Year edition.
Oh, yeah. And then there's like the Super Game Edition, and then Game Edition Part 4, 4 years later.
Yep. So, Konami, do you think that,
what I'm hoping is they kind of make deep, interesting game. I hope they don't go the Farm Bill route. Let's put it that way. Where they're like, hey, let's make a quick buck off the online mobile platform.
They're doing pay to play.
You can still do pay to play, and hopefully they can show how to do pay to play and still make a good, interesting, deep game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what their answer is going to be, but I'm hoping it's still there.
Right.
We can only hope. In a way, MMOs are pay to play. I'm paying once to play for the whole month. Yes. So maybe in a way, maybe Konami can figure out something to make paying actually a valuable part of this pay to play aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hoping they can do something cool on the mobile platform to make it interesting, and so they're not just another cookie cutter pay to play game.
Right. Because
most mobile games are some variation of a cookie cutter style. So hopefully, I'm looking for something interesting.
We'll see. It's a ballsy move, but to be honest with you, when you go to a mobile platform, the production costs go down, which could be, I mean, maybe Konami's having some financial trouble behind the scenes that no one wants to talk about.
Well, it seems like a natural transition time to with what's his name again? Kajami? No.
Kojima.
Kojima, I think with Kojima leaving, it's kind of like a natural transition time.
Mhm.
To kind of be like, all right, we're going to go away from Kojima's vision and do something else today.
So we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and that, of course, is that BBC is making what everyone thought was going to be a Grand Theft Auto TV show, and it turns out to be a TV show based on the company building basically the process of them, like a docudrama of them building towards making Grand Theft Auto. And they have Daniel Radcliffe, a.k.a. Harry Potter, part of it. Well, it turns out that BBC never ever asked for permission from Rockstar or Take-Two, the parent company, to actually do this thing. So, yeah.
So Rockstar's not happy, is what you're saying?
No. They're actually gonna they're actually probably suing right now. I don't know.
So they're not happy.
Yeah. No.
Well, yeah, that's not surprising. It's kind of a line between, making a documentary about a person. Do you need rights? Do you need permission rights to make a documentary about a person?
Mm-hmm.
Should you be able to make that without their permission?
Right.
I don't know the answer to that. I'm not a lawyer. I don't plan on being one anytime soon. So it's kind of that line, and they're probably going to get into parts of copyright issues, obviously, with making it. So you would think that they would have at least probably talked to Rockstar ahead of time. Be like, hey, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
You would think.
Yeah. So, sorry. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens in the near future for this. I hope that they come to some settlement, because it would be kind of interesting, but at the same time, I don't really know.
But BBC, I think, look at their track history, though, of TV shows.
Right.
They're pretty damn good history.
Right.
They don't really make crap TV shows. So that's kind of the other hope, is to be something good. But Daniel Radcliffe, dude, next Time Lord. Just say it.
No.
Hey, BBC's already got him hooked up. You might as well, roll him in. He's gonna be the next heartthrob.
Jedi J, what are your opinions on the new Assassin's Creed game? I think that they're getting way too dangerously close to the Call of Duty timeline, but I'm interested to see where they go. I know that there's been a lot of emphasis on making Assassin's Creed more of a virtual reality, which would, technically that would make sense. It is you jumping in. You're jumping into
haystacks from 100 feet up.
No. Well, yeah, you jump in. You do a 300-foot jump,
and you land high.
Yeah, but if you take a 20-foot jump into water, you instantly die.
Well, it's kind of like, totally off topic. It's kind of like cats.
Okay.
No, it's been statistically proven where cats' optimal height of falling after one story is 6 stories high.
Mm-hmm.
In between 1 and 6 stories, their chance of death actually rises until they hit that 6th story, and all of a sudden they're basically sure of not dying. I'm just saying. Assassin's Creed, dude. I don't know the protagonist's name. It's a lot like a cat.
It actually depends. There's been a couple different.
See, I got bored after the first Assassin's Creed or 2 because I felt like I was doing the same rote time after time after time. I'm like, okay.
No, you need to talk. Okay, so
I felt like
so in a complete, okay, so Jesse, our third panelist, hates Infamous but loves Assassin's Creed because of the historical stories.
Yes, it's
yes.
definitely historical.
Should Jade Raymond return as Assassin's Creed spokesperson?
I have no idea who Mr. Jade Raymond is, or Mrs. Jade
There
Raymond.
you go.
Jade's gonna be a dude, man. Don't be sexist.
I don't know. I don't know. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, Assassin's Creed is kind of running out of historical lines to go before everyone has,
Back to the beginning of
machine gun.
Mesopotamia.
They gotta go prehistoric.
Back when dinosaurs. It could be Assassin's Creed, Jurassic Park.
I think one of the biggest screw ups, and I think they're still paying for it, is Assassin's Creed Unity, and I think that um, Ubisoft better make damn sure that their game, the next Assassin's Creed, is
Not buggy
thoroughly polished. I understand that with a AAA title studio, you are faced with some very strict deadlines, but the fact of the matter is they can't afford another Unity debacle.
No, they're definitely on watch.
She was the old director of Ubisoft. Where is she now? While we're trying to find that out, some other news for those of you out there who are in Europe, Canada, or the U.S. and you're looking to cut your cable cord, and you own an Xbox One. Congratulations! There is a device out there that will allow you to plug into over-the-air HD antennas and allow you to watch TV through your Xbox One.
I could already do that for $10.
If you just buy the antenna.
Yeah.
But
you couldn't play through my Xbox.
Right, but you could do some pimping stuff through the Xbox.
You can't pause ESPN, by the way.
Huh?
You can't pause ESPN.
Well, for what?
On the Xbox, using the over-the-air tuner. Or using Sling TV, just like you know.
Okay, why would I want to pause ESPN?
In case
it's live action.
In case George is about to score and you have to go to the bathroom, you can't miss it. Just saying, it happens.
You hold it. What the hell is wrong with you? Anyways.
Some of us... Okay, I'm going to stop.
Yeah. Anyways, there's a device that's $60. You plug it into the back of your Xbox One. Then you plug the antenna straight into the USB dongle thingy, and then you can have your TV. That'll allow you to have the one guide, which allows you to have a personalized viewer's guide. And, of course, you can do all the voice commands if you have the Kinect.
I wonder if you actually get... Because the first thing is not all locations get all of the actual satellite signals either. So,
right,
but you can still,
right. What do you think about Elder Scrolls Online?
I played at launch and I got bored after about 4 hours.
I played in launch as well as also in a couple of the betas, and I have to say that it was a great idea, an ambitious idea, but I think that it was completely flawed upon its release. It's Elder Scrolls has always screamed, man, this would make an amazing MMO where, there's like this vast world, and I'm sure, if we populate it with real people instead of all these NPCs, how awesome would that be? And then, you got the regular individuals that ruin the game for everyone who vastly populated it, and I had a lot of issues with when I took on quests, they weren't instanced. Mm-hmm. So I would jump in to like an area where I need to kill certain people to do to gain experience and all that stuff. But someone would also be close enough that they would actually basically kick to the next part of the story, and I'd be like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah.
And that pissed the crap out of me. I don't know. It felt loose.
Is it free to play yet?
Tight. Yes, it absolutely is free to play.
Maybe one of these days.
Yeah, it is free to play. Actually, unless you're Blizzard, I think you have to go free. WildStar
or Final Fantasy.
Well, Final Fantasy was established before that. I think the only game that's really not free to play that was established well after World of Warcraft, I think, is WildStar. Eve's been around forever as well. So that one's still subscription based. I may go back, just for the hell of it.
Check it out.
For Elder Scrolls. But here's my issue with MMOs. They force you to party up. And my problem is I don't know enough people. Yes, I know. You're supposed to be social. You're supposed to make new friends, blah, 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 blah. I've been burned so many times in MMOs that I don't want to partner up with anyone unless it's a last resort. So games like Elder Scrolls, I think you have to partner up after a while. Of course, World of Warcraft, dear God, you have to party up. Lord of the Rings Online, Lotro, which I think I've got like a uber user amount of gold now.
You probably go sell it on eBay.
What do you guys think about CD Projekt Red's response about the downscaling of graphics in Witcher 3?
What was the response? I didn't actually see that.
Yeah, I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't remember.
I saw there was like a headline about it where basically the graphics that actually came out from the game were not up to par of what was in the trailer. And so I guess the graphics aren't as cool looking as they possibly could be. Isn't that isn't that true of most trailers? Aren't most like look at the Blizzard trailers for all their video games for World of Warcraft?
Right, but I think the argument was that the World of Warcraft one, those were cinematic trailers, and I think the ones that they were showing for The Witcher were supposed to be in-game.
Gotcha.
Actual in-game play.
I didn't see the response, but I don't know.
To jump on the MMO thing, back on the MMO thing real quick, Defiance Online. I mean, that's what I played. Basically, they had to downscale to make a console. Well, yeah.
Well, there you go.
So here's the beautiful thing and the terrible thing about consoles. If you're going to release a game onto a console, you know what you're going to be working with. The unfortunate thing is, you know what you're going to work with, and sometimes you're not going to be able to get as much as you want, or you're going to have to find tricky ways of doing it. And certain companies don't want to do the tricky ways of doing it. Where a PC, you could have an Uber computer that could run Crysis 2. I think Crysis 2 can actually be played on full. I know that Crysis 1 still, it's a mystery. No one can play it.
You have to have like a Cray supercomputer.
You know what the funny thing is? To keep with the Crysis thing, there is a Crysis game that's coming out that you can play at full resolution. It's a board game.
Nice.
Basically, people were so mad about the promised graphics from the E3 trailer, and they didn't deliver. Yeah, that would be a problem.
But it's also one of the problems with the console. I mean, the console graphic processing power is already at or below a mainstream PC build or even budget PC build. So this issue isn't going away anytime soon, where the graphics that you can pump out of your console is going to be inferior to your PC counterpart. So they're going to have to downscale the console if they're keeping it on par with the PC.
Well, one of the things that even if one of the biggest issues is always going to be resolution. All the consoles have a native resolution, and you can't break out of it. So certain games, I can't remember what console it was. It's like 480 by 6.
The Nintendo?
40? No. God no, it was like Xbox. I think it was the original Xbox.
Okay.
I mean, it was, what's a good bargain bin price for PS4 and Xbox One games?
Are they even at $20 yet?
So here's the thing. I'm going to be totally honest with you. The vast majority of the games really don't depreciate in value because they're digital now. If you want to go to a brick and mortar store like a GameStop or Best Buy, the reason why they're getting they would have to discount them anyways on the digital. Let me rewind here. A lot of companies are trying to pull all of their physical copies off shelves because they can make much more money off of the digital sale of it because they don't have to pay a bunch of additional fees. The shipping fee, the space renting fee, and then they're also only allowed to have X amount of games there, where of course digital it's infinite. So if you were to go to a brick and mortar store, what's a good price for a bargain bin, a PlayStation 4 and Xbox One game? Ooh, I don't know, it's probably 20, right?
If you find for 20, it seems like that'd be a pretty, because they figure there's 60 or more for new. So
right.
I find bargain bin games, $20 is right about that barrier where I'm like, okay, now I'm probably going to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Once it hits about $20.
Yeah. I mean,
that's generally my threshold. But now you look at most, especially in the PC, like indie games are coming out released at $20.
Mm-hmm.
And they wait a couple of months, and then they're 80% off, or now they're $4. Mm-hmm. That just happened with one of my games on my watch list today.
There you go.
But I had to say no. I think it was Shadowrun.
Oh, yes. That's a good game.
I know. I remember you saying that, but I'm having to withhold all purchases so I can...
Boo.
I know. It's sad.
Okay, so Alter Confusion is all about the indie games, and I do want to bring up one game that was brought to our attention and to all the cat lovers out there. I'm sure that you are dying to play this game. I don't know when the official release of this game is, but it has been greenlit through Steam, and that, of course, is the Purring Quest, where you're going to be playing as a cat, and you're going to jump, crawl, climb, and try to. Basically, you're going to try to save all these famous cats,
and you have to groom yourself too.
Yeah, I think that's probably like oh god, there's a couple games where actually, shit, what is that game?
You're thinking hard.
No, I think it's Defiance. Defiance, you could basically there's like a button that basically allows you while you're not moving, you kind of like meditate and you can regain health. I'm pretty sure that the grooming is probably something on part of that.
That makes sense.
And that of course that game's being created by a studio called Valhalla Cats. Definitely check it out. We've got the trailer up on Alter Confusion for those of you out there who are interested.
There's cats. That's just not fair.
I mean, is Mugenics still around? I don't know.
That's a great name.
I know. I love some of these names that studios come up with. Is Team Meat still making that? Oh, right. You know, I have no idea. I know that Team Meat. I know that there's been rumors about Team Meat making, this and that and some other games. I'm not exactly sure. I would have to double check on that.
See, Team Meat to me sounds like a thrash metal band more than a production studio.
They made Super Meat Boy, which was an
like,
awesome game.
Sounds like a great concept album.
Which was really freaking hard, and I never really got all that far in that game. I'm just going to be honest. It's one of those games where there's a game out there called 1,000 Spikes. And I personally will never play it because it's 1,000 spikes, and basically you've got, it's like spikes all over the place, and then you got this one spot that you have to jump. You got to time it right. Excuse me.
So it's
too excited.
So it's like Demon Souls.
Demon Souls version of a platformer.
There you go. Well, some stages like Super Mario Brother are like that.
True, but but this would be like the extreme
Super Mario.
It would be like the hardest Super Mario Brothers stage on steroids, on HGH.
So it's for real gamers, is what you're saying? No, it's fake gamers.
No, God, yeah, real gamers.
Real gamers.
Yeah, Anyways, check it out. I feel like there's something else that I wanted to say. Now I can't. Okay. Let's, as per usual, because we're just over a week away. Actually,
Momocon and Protoman.
Okay, Protoman's happening Saturday night at 10 p.m.
What I really care about.
Okay, we have to get through the panels first.
I might be rocking so hard that I don't know if I can handle it, man.
Oh, God. Okay, so here's the deal. MomoCon is happening in Atlanta, Georgia. It is happening the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, and 31st. Is it worth it to buy an Ouya if it's in the bargain bin, or would I be throwing money away? Okay, so, God, this is a really tough question.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it would be. I've had an Ouya since the first round of Kickstarter products came out, because I helped kickstart it. I like it. It's not an everyday console. It's kind of fun to play from time to time. I don't know how long it's going to last. Simply because they're out of money, and they need money. Thank you, Mr. Humphreys. You'd be throwing your money away. They're in a very, very bad situation right now where they need extra funding, and the only way they're going to get funding is probably through a Chinese TV manufacturer, and they're going to go to a digital platform. The thing is, they have a pretty good library of games. That's one of their selling features. For the physical Ouya, I don't know.
Charlie over here gave me Ouya for Christmas, and I've enjoyed playing it. Like Charlie, for me, it's not an everyday console, But if I just want to throw up something, and they're usually not, they're not, they're not
cell
gonna,
phone game price games.
yeah, but they're also cell phone, so to speak, quality games where they're not going to be, a Baldur's Gate or Oblivion or something like really in depth and complex.
Well, actually, there are a couple games like that, but
for the most part.
For the most part, yes, they're going to be probably pixel art, 2D,
which is fine because sometimes that's all I want in my
2.5D.
video. Sometimes that's all I want on my TV is something where I can run around like Pixel Quest and just kill minions, and it's simplistic in that regard. So I like that part of the Ouya. So I'm a fan of the Ouya. I like playing it, but
I just don't know about how much longer it's going to last.
That's a problem.
That's the problem because the original thing about the Ouya was that every single year you're going to have a new iteration. It's going to be slightly better innards because the price of stuff will drop, and then of course the hard drive will get bigger, blah 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 blah, and then of course it was a financial. Is Elysian Shadows keeping its Ouya port? Yes, as far as I know, yes. Now of course they're putting all their effort into the Dreamcast port, but from my understanding, Elysian Shadows is still scheduled for the Ouya. But I can check it right real quick here. Actually, I'll just yeah. I like the Ouya. Like I said, I just don't know how much longer it's going to be around. It's been a greatly financial disappointment.
I was going to say disaster.
Yeah, it's fine. Disaster. Let's see here.
Successfully funded on Kickstarter coming winter 2000.
I'm trying to see if I can find
what it's being
the
released
platforms. Yes, currently, according to their website, it is still scheduled for the Ouya. Now, of course, I don't know how much longer Elysian Shadows is going to take. I know that they keep pimping it out even more, but currently it's scheduled for the PC, Mac, Linux, Dreamcast, the Apple App Store, the Android, Google Play, and the Ouya.
It's a whole lot of stuff.
Well, to be honest with you, okay, so if you want to really break it down, so you're going to have a computer version. You're going to have Android and Ouya are almost the same. You're probably just
the computer version, it's 3 different OSs you're creating it for. Oh, good Lord. Okay. When it comes to graphics cards, it's completely random because they'll do stupid crap. Will they be like, we're going with the 295 FX edition, and a year later, it's like, and now it's the version 2D 2850, and then they go back down to like 300 number schemes. So when it comes to like the schemes of like the numbering, generally speaking, yes, the higher the better, but you could still easily actually be going down a generation if you're going up like from like the hundreds to the thousands. So you have to be really careful. If you're looking for your GTX graphics cards, check out Tom's Hardware. They have your graphical hierarchical charts, and they give you like the breakdown of like, for the money, this is the graphics card to buy this month. But generally speaking, yes, you go up, the better it is. Can you guys explain the series? Basically, so they got their numbers, right? And basically what they do is each number will be like the 295, and then they got the 295 GTX, and then the 295 FX, and like each little number means it's maybe a little bit better than the previous one. And then you're paying a $10 surcharge for like each better edition of the same number set. That's basically what it comes down to. You got AMD, you got NVIDIA. They both make cards in the same price ranges with pretty comparable computing power as far as your graphics cards go. That's basically how it goes. But really, once upon a time, I was a pretty good expert in graphics cards. Not anymore because I deal with Macs now all the time at work. But Tom's Hardware, that's really where it's at to see what they recommend for the price points.
Oh, it's CNET.
No, hell no. CNET's a sellout. It's like the GameSpot of computer hardware.
Yeah!
It's either, the two I would recommend is either Tom's Hardware or Tech Report. Those are the two really good to check out. Yeah, like Blaine said, usually what they do is like the number 80. It's like it's kind of the price. It's kind of the value you get. So if you get the 80 series, if you start going to the 85 or the 90 or 95, you're getting better power, but you're also getting diminishing returns. So there's kind of that sweet spot, and that's what you're really looking for. And that's why I like curating from Atom's hardware, is they've already figured out that sweet spot for you.
There you go.
So, yeah. The most important part of a graphics card, make sure you have a good enough power supply that has your PCIe power adapters, because not all power supplies are made equal. I see a lot of people screw up there.
Thank you, Mr. Humphreys, for the assist.
We were talking about Momocon.
Yes, MomoCon. So MomoCon's happening in Atlanta, Georgia. It's happening on the 28th, the 29th, the 30th, the 31st.
Titans are damn expensive, yes.
That's going to be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. We will be there. We'll have a table Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We'll be doing a panel on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is going to be 8 o'clock p.m. I can't remember the room off the top of my head. But it's the destruction of the game industry. And then the Sunday one is you finish making your indie game, now what? And that, of course, is for, and of course, as I've stated before, it doesn't have to be an indie game. It could be, basically, if you finish making your indie project and you're like, okay, well, it's out there, what the hell's going on? We will try to talk you through it. So if you're in the Atlanta area, highly recommend that you check out MomoCon. It's anime video game fandom type of convention. It has tons of artists. Our good friend Jackie Lewis will be there, so I will definitely have to sneak away from our table to have her sign like a bajillion things and probably commission her to draw like 17 different pictures.
Should make her draw her logo.
I know. Well, okay, so
then she could tattoo.
All right, so here's the deal. For individuals out there who are like, oh, artists, they draw things. They can easily make logos. Two different things, two different skill sets. Because I have a lot of artist friends, and they're like, I can't draw a logo. Sorry, I could do like a really cool zombie chick, but you asked me to draw a logo. That's totally different.
Maybe that's what we need. Maybe we need a zombie chick in our logo.
No. What's the... Okay. No, we're not getting this argument.
I tried.
Yeah, no. But, okay, so MomoCon, it's going to be awesome, of course. Like we said, Proto-Men are performing...
Proto-Men!
Saturday night at 10 o'clock. So definitely, we'll be there. We have a fan table. We'll have power. We'll have the Ouya for, if you want to look at an Ouya and get your hands on one, we'll have one. We'll also have perhaps, will you go there and say you're
the guy from Clerks?
I'm not Dante. I'm not Dante. So, yeah. Oh, man. They're making a Clerks 3, right? I'm just saying. I'm excited. Clerks 2 is a little bit of a disappointment for me, but it was, a Kevin Smith film, and I know that he got really pissed off with Hollywood, and people thought that he would never come back, and then he created that weird-ass movie called Tusks.
Never saw that one.
Oh, man, it's weird.
It's crazy, man.
It's weird. It was based off of a... so him and his other filmmaking dude, they were talking. How about let's make a horror movie about walruses, and that's what Tusk is about. So, yes.
Is the Asus ROG Band, is that an actual laptop or is that their graphics card edition? Because I don't buy laptops myself because, well, I like PCs. Desktops, I should say. Because technically everything in a way is a personal computer.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yes.
But, yeah.
And especially the lines are even more blurred now that the same chipsets in both.
This is true. Yeah, you got the Intel rocking your world in both of them.
Which is why you can have Mac OS on a PC and you can have Windows on a back.
This is very true. I just did that today. It was very exciting.
It's the Republic of Gamers brand.
Right on.
Yes. Yes. Okay. I do like Kevin Smith's comic book show, but it's not a show that I can like binge watch because there are. I'm the kind of individual when it's an awkward situation, I kind of avert my eyes, and when it gets like when the awkwardness keeps hitting every single episode, it kind of gets a little too much for me. I like it. I think it's called Comic Book Men, I believe is the name of it. Kevin Smith has a comic book store, and they have a reality TV show with the people who actually work in there and their day to day. It's kind of like Pawn Stars.
But in a comic book store.
But for comic book stores. Because you got people coming in going, hey, look at this cool comic that I have. How much will you give it to me? And then you're going to barter. I like it. I kind of like so from time to time they have these at the they'll have like in the back moments where they're recording a podcast and they're talking about what's going on. Then of course they show the video of it. I kind of like that part better than some of the day-to-day stuff because like I said, some of the stuff gets a little bit awkward and really stupid from time to time. But I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head, but there was one dude who got a tattoo of his niece on a tricycle, but it was like the zombified version of his niece, which was really weird. I'm just gonna say,
that's kind of creepy.
Really weird. But speaking of tattoos, I'm thinking about getting 1 or 2 or 3 more. I don't know yet, but it's the works.
Is Mountain Dew gonna be one of them?
No, I'm not gonna. Mountain Dew, do you want to pay? I mean,
right on the forehead.
Not on the forehead.
Bam. Let it know how it is. Hey, I can get one on my forehead of Keurig.
They better be paying you a damn good amount of money.
I pay them a damn amount of money for coffee.
Well, I know that.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I know that I showed a picture of something to Zelius, and he extremely grossed out. So, what was it? It was like the garlic sauce dip from Papa John's. It was in a container that looks like a Keurig K-cup, and someone accidentally tried to make the coffee with the
jalapeno sauce. That's just wrong.
Yeah.
So many ways. No, that you're a terrible person for even showing that to me.
Whatever.
No, you're a terrible. I got nightmares about that.
Pshaw, man. Pshaw. Yeah, I've run out of steam. My brain, no worky.
Well, yes, but luckily we have something to look forward to next weekend.
Indeed. So MomoCon, be there. We'll be there. I'm giving 3 panels. I'm giving one on Thursday, one on Saturday, and one on Sunday. Of course, he's also on the Saturday and Sunday one. I will tell you this right now. I know that there's a lot of, for some reason, there's this weird rash of conventions that are popping up and charging you an arm and a leg, and then you actually show up there and ain't nothing happening. MomoCon is solid. I've gone to MomoCon for 4 years now, I think. I think it's my 4th or 5th year. And I have to tell you, it is solid. It is growing. There's going to be a ton of stuff to do. There's going to be card games. There's going to be board games. There's going to be video games. There's going to be panels. There's going to be, fan tables, costume contests.
We'll be there.
Photo ops. Of course, we're going to be there. So you should show up.
That alone is reason.
I know. Yeah. If you're in the Atlanta area next weekend, not Memorial Day weekend, which is
this weekend,
like starting tomorrow, technically for some people, because some people have decided to take Friday off as well. Much. A lot of people have decided to take Friday off. You didn't, but you're not a lot of people. You're a person.
This is true. Thank you for defining the language of the English.
You're welcome. So anyways, check out MomoCon. Okay, so real quick, I know that we're about running out of time. We're about out of time.
Your English too?
It's the caffeine, man. It's starting to make me shake. Can I get a picture taken with you? Absolutely. Mr. Humphreys, if you really feel...
Plain, you're really the other tattoo.
Selfie Sunday. Yeah, let's do it, man.
I'm gonna bring my selfie stick.
Oh God.
Selfie stick with all the cosplayers.
Will you two look like wrestling superstar Virgil if no one shows up to your booth?
Oh my God, that's actually. We have to be a bit, more asshole-ish than we already are, though, because I've heard like Virgil's actually kind of a douchebag when he's doing his signings.
We don't charge for our signings, though. I don't know.
Not yet. Once I make it big, that's gonna be. I'm gonna be the next Virgil, where it's like $30 for a signing, man.
Okay, so real quick, there's a couple. There's two games that I'm going to give you reviews of in the next couple days. One, of course, is a game called Guns, Gore, and Cannoli. It is an awesome game. I need Zelius to play a little bit of the game so we could do a little co-oping before I throw it up there. But it's a Steam game you definitely need to check out. Another game that I'm playing is called I don't want to get it wrong. Valdez Story Abyssal City. It's a platformer with pretty good RPG elements. I'm kind of torn up right now because there's certain aspects of it that I don't like, and then there's another game that I'm going to start playing soon called Dex, and of course I'm always holding out for Invisible Ink.
When you say I'm holding up for Invisible Ink,
where's the Karma Flow review?
I fail at video games. I'm sorry, Blade. My lame excuse is I just bought a condo, so I'm in the process of getting my crap together.
I react. Yes, we Alter Confusion. Our main focus is to review independently developed games. We know that AAA titles are getting a shit ton of coverage. So what we try to do is we try to give a little bit of spotlight to the independently developed games. Vast majority of them are going to be on Steam because that's the easiest platform for indies to get their game out on. And it's also the easiest platform for us to reach out to the developers on, because the fact of the matter is the vast majority of independent developers don't understand that just putting their game out, basically, you can't just put your game out. So Alter Confusion, we reach out to those developers. We try to get review codes. We try to play through the games. We try to give them reviews. It's definitely, we hope that if you're looking for an indie game, an original IP, check out the website, see the reviews. We do playthroughs for any of the games that basically that warrant a playthrough. We're not going to do a playthrough of a real-time strategy game. That'd be boring as sin. But we do post our review. We got a Facebook page, YouTube channel, Twitter, all that stuff. So.
And then every Thursday night from 8 to about 9:15ish, we shoot the shit about video games for,
this is what we do every single Thursday.
And we love the audience participation where people bring up stuff, so that Charlie isn't giving an hour monologue because I fall asleep when that happens.
No, you don't.
Well, that's what you think.
Yeah.
I can
inside you sleep.
I can sleep with my eyes open. It's pretty awesome.
So can my son. It's creepy as hell. All right. Do you think The Evil Within is worth completing? I'm on chapter 10 and been playing it for about 12 hours, not counting replaying after dying. I've heard that it's worth completing. I've personally played the game because one of the things is Alter Confusion. We don't get sponsored or anything. We do this with our own money, and The Evil Within was a little bit out of our price range, to be honest with you. But I've heard that it's worth completing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached basically the end of our show. So I would like to thank everyone who came in and gave us some of the time. For those of you who are still with us, thank you for sticking around. Like Zelius has stated, we're here every Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time to about 9:15.
7 o'clock real time. That's when it really starts.
Okay, so he used to live in magical Minnesota time.
The best place.
Whatever. And so, whatever. Thank you. So anyways, thank you for tuning in to the Alter Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zia, it's been a pleasure to give you all the amazing stuff and weird stuff coming out of our brains. We hope that you enjoy. We hope to see you back. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and of course our homepage, alteredconfusion.com.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.